your running game? Because I'm trying to figure out who's going to run the football for you.
Yeah, we don't know. We'll have to figure it out in the fall. But one of those three kids, Barnes now is with the surgery. I'm not sure when he'll be back, but it's going to be Underwood or it's going to be Washington to start with. And then we'll have to find a third out of one of the freshmen coming in. But that's what we did this year, so it's not unusual.
What can you tell me about Underwood and Washington? We don't know a ton about them.
What did you cover last year? They both played a lot last year. Well, actually, Underwood redshirted, but he played his first 2 years. I think we redshirted him purposely with the intent that if Tony Baker didn't come back, then we'd have 2 more years and we wouldn't be turning over backs all the time. So, he's got good power, he's got good vision, he understands the system. Washington, he's a slasher, and he showed signs last year, and by playing him, it's going to help him this year. There's still a lot of things he's got to do, and we're working hard with him here to get him up, especially to speed and pass protection. That's the hardest thing they have to learn. They all want to run with the football, but they got to keep the quarterback from getting killed first. That's the first job they have to do. So, both of them are capable of carrying the ball. It's the other things that we got to work on to make sure they do what's right for the offense.
You got 3 wide receivers who are seniors. How do they do during practice, and do they do what you anticipate they would do as senior leaders?
Well, Jarvis doesn't make it on Tuesday because he's in class, so he's only been coming 1 day a week. He makes it on Thursday, and then scrimmage is Saturday, and you can tell he's a little bit off right now, but certainly Owens has used the time wisely. He's taken a leadership role out there, and he's really improved this spring, which you like to see that in a senior. And then Davis is getting an opportunity to do some things he hadn't done, and I think he's making some steps, but I think Owens made bigger steps, and then Jarvis is just kind of treading water.
How much do those guys help in getting Mike acclimated to what he needs to do?
Well, if they run the right routes or in the right spots, that's the best thing they can do. And with their experience, they know where they're supposed to go, and they just got to push to get there.
Well, staying on the topic of Mike, can you talk about the job that he's done this spring? He's had a lot of reps and a chance to improve himself. Has he done that, and if so, in what area?
Well, I think so in his recognition and reading and putting the ball where it's supposed to be. The decision-making process. He has the arm and he has the ability to throw the ball anywhere on the football field, but the thing that separates the great quarterbacks from the good quarterbacks or the good quarterbacks from average is the decision-making process, delivering the ball on time and then delivering where it's supposed to be. So those are the things, now the decision-making process, he knows where the ball's supposed to go. Now he's got to put it where it's supposed to be and get it there on time. And those are the things that, we're working hard with him this spring to be able to do.
TJ was telling me that he had maybe an avoid the rush and a throwaway in the scrimmage that was as impressive as anything he's seen him do, just because it kind of showed, decision making and that type of thing.
Well, that's what we've been on him, not taking a sack. Sometimes guys with arms like him sometimes think they can throw it through anything, and they want to wait a little bit too long. He's got to anticipate the rush. He's got to get rid of the ball. Sometimes he can't take sacks, and that's one thing we've been working hard with him on, especially when you get in the scoring zone.
How's the speed of the game for him at this point in terms of?
I think he's catching up to it. As I said, it still comes back to the decision making and delivering on time and putting it in the right spot where we can catch it and they can't.
Coming off a disappointing year, are you looking for anything different in this spring game Saturday?
No, the thing that we look for is individual improvement, and that's one thing. We started out this week, and everybody sat down again today, and we asked each of the players what they think they need to improve on to see if they're listening to us, what we think they need to improve on. So each week we've given them something that they have to get better at, and we're going to try again Thursday to get better at that one thing, and then hopefully it'll carry over to Saturday. And when we go back and evaluate the spring, then we'll have a lot of guys that got better this spring.
How about Nate? How is he compared to the Nate of 2 years ago?
Nate is he's learning the middle linebacker spot. We're not working him as much as we're holding him out here and there because we don't want to overwork him, because he only worked 3 weeks coming into spring. We don't want something else to happen. I don't know how much he'll play Saturday. Basically, he's played half of scrimmages thus far. But he's he's a different kid. You know, he's much more enthusiastic and vocal out there than he ever was. He looks like he's grown up a lot, and you know, I think he's taken advantage of this opportunity that's been presented to him. And so once he can get back into the strength and conditioning area and get back to a level that he was pre-accident, then I think, you know, it'll be exciting to watch him play this year.
You have a lot of offensive linemen. They're very young. Sam Jones, Denzel Good, Kristoff, etc. What do you see from them this spring, and what do you want them to accomplish on Saturday?
Well, to see a lot of confusion. I mean, that's what we see out of them right now. And but you know, they're working hard, and the only way they're going to learn is you got to keep repping and keep repping and keep repping, and because it becomes second nature to them. So, you know, they have ability, and you know, they're the wave of the future with Mattis and with Wallace and with Allen and those guys. So, you know, and Wentz. So you got a lot of good young linemen in the program, and they just got to grow up fast.